Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. And once again, going on our continued reviews for undead turnable creatures, today it's the QUASIT. What? The QUASIT? Well, yeah, believe it or not, this is a turnable undead creature. Once again, brought to us from the original Monster Manual as developed for use with basic Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or what's typically known today as 1E. So what's the QUASIT? Well, it's not an imp. Well, mostly. But it kind of is. An imp is lawful evil and comes from devils. A QUASIT is chaotic evil and comes from demons. They both serve a similar function. They're sent to the prime material plane to act as familiars for evil magic users and evil clerics. It's just that the QUASIT happens to come from the demon side of things. Now, that has some goods and bads. It also has a 25% magic resistance. It is a 3-hit dice creature. It has an armor class of 1. And like I said, with the 25% magic resistance, that's good. However, it is low intelligence. So not fully as useful in some ways as an imp is, but it has its own ups and downs. One of the things it can do, which is very nice that the imp cannot do, is if it's a familiar and it's within 1 mile of its master, and the master is in combat, it allows the master to regenerate 1 hit point per round. That's pretty cool. Now, of course, being a demon-born creature created from a larva that it would have gotten from a night hag, it has some pretty cool features. It does a lot of the things that a demon can do in terms of many of the shared attributes, but not all. And of course, it has this nifty regeneration thing. And of course, it also has a connection back to the other planes where it, like the imp, can ask questions of a wiser and more powerful demon on behalf of its master. Pretty cool stuff. Now, at the same time, they can attack. It's not much of an attack. And one of those other things is that if it attacks and it's successful, you have to make a save versus magic, or you lose a point of dexterity. Every time it hits you, you lose a point of dexterity. It's not permanent, but it lasts 2 to 12 melee rounds. And of course, that can have quite an impact in a battle. Not the same as losing strength, but dexterity, especially if you're trying to get in your attacks quickly, that's definitely going to have an impact. Now, like the imp, this can also polymorph. It can turn into a bat, or a frog, or a centipede, and I think it's a wolf. 4 different creatures it can turn into. And that's pretty cool as well. And it maintains its ability to still use its magic and so forth while it is polymorphed. And the attack is a interesting thing because in addition to the damage it does, you have to make a save versus poison. If you don't make the save versus poison, you start getting an itching sensation and your dexterity goes down by a point. Every time you hit and fail that poison throw, it goes down by another point. Now, that's not permanent. It only lasts 2 to 12 rounds, but that's bad enough, right? Now, the mission of a QUASIT is really self-serving. It's trying to steal human souls to deliver down to its demon overlord. If it's successful in doing this and pleasing its master, the master has the option to change it into something else. It could go as high as a type 1 or a type 2 demon. So the QUASIT is very ambitious And it wants to do this. It's also sly and cunning, even though it isn't particularly smart. And it'll work hard to try and get these souls to its master and advance its own cause. And when I say master, demonic master. Its human master, it's just doing it for the money, so to speak. It's doing it because it has to. And it'll take every opportunity it can to change that around and make it not work so well for its human master. Now, much like the imp, because this can be used as a familiar, there's a lot of connections that it has with its human master during the time that it's acting as a familiar. And of course, telepathically exchanging stuff, this regeneration thing. If you want more of the details for that, please refer back to the monster manual itself. It's not really the main part of this review. It's really about the creature itself in general and whether or not it can be turned. Once again, because it can be turned and it's not on the list, this is a special. And it turns at the most difficult level on the turn chart. So you'd need to be a minimum 8th level cleric, and you would need to have a 20 on your die roll. So this isn't an easy creature to mess around with, and it certainly is a big force multiplier, a QUASIT is, for its human master, just as an imp is. These are nasty little critters, very annoying, very capable, but also ones you don't see very often, at least not within your party, unless you're playing in an evil party. So, what's the QUASIT like in terms of the greater Hornhelm community? The DMs out there have rarely used this. More typically, we see the imp used rather than the QUASIT. But really, it's the same thing. It's just the QUASIT is the demon result and the imp is the devil's result. I have not used a QUASIT myself in a scenario other than as a add-on for an existing evil magic user. And I have to say myself, I'm more used to using an imp. I'm going to make an effort to use this because actually I like some of the power differences on this one compared to the imp. And it being chaotic evil, it gives me a little bit more flexibility. Now, talking to the DMs out there, the QUASIT, they said, yeah, this is a solid 3 to 4. And in talking to the players out there, those that had heard of it, they came back with it being about a 4. I'm not as confident on the rankings on this one because really it just hasn't been played enough to have some really solid feedback on that side. But if you think of it as being like an imp, but chaotic evil, and some shifted abilities, it's certainly worth considering if you're developing a evil magic user of some kind. But once again, it's chaotic evil. And because the demons like to work with chaotic evil people, that's who they're generally going to choose to let have a QUASIT. Keep that in mind. But I would definitely encourage people to try this one out. I know I'm going to do some more with it because I really had forgotten how much fun this little thing is compared to an imp. So that, my friends, is the QUASIT. I hope you found today's presentation interesting, educational, entertaining, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing. Share with your friends. Most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We thank you so much for your kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!